guys, it's Phoebe from Who's Phoebe and welcome back to another Doctor Who video. So today's video is going to be Series 12 versus Series 13. I was going to plan a different video, but because I've been on my course, it takes a lot of my spare time, so you'll just get videos now when you get them. Even if it's every 2 weeks at the moment, like, it's taking up all my spare time and I don't have time to do reviews at the moment. Well, I do, I'll just have to watch them on my days off and then film at the weekends to upload for you guys in the week. But I'm only on my course for 9 more weeks, so my YouTube should sink into normal, back into normal after. Yeah, my YouTube will sink back into normal. Also an announcement, my Vlogmas will be slightly different this year because I'll be on my work placement and then I'll be back on my course. So I'll film when I can for my Vlogmas. Basically, in other words, I will film when I'm at my course and I'll film when I'm on my work placements, just not at the same time. Okay? Without further ado, so Series 12 of Doctor Who was just a normal Jodie Whittaker season with a couple of doubles and some standalone adventures. But how does Series 13 compare? Well, Season 13 was more of a one story basis. I'm going to write stuff down on my whiteboard just so we can so my Series 13 points will go on the front here and my Series 12 stuff will go on the back here. Just so you guys are aware of what I'm doing. So how does Series 12 versus Series 13 compare? That's what we're going to try and do today. I've never really done like a proper right. So Doctor Who Series 13 was called Flux, Doctor Who Flux, but we did have the Halloween Apocalypse. So Flux, but the good thing about Series 13 is it was one solid story.
Oh, Reggie.
One solid story, and with Season 12 so I just need to get these seasons up on my phone. So for Series 12 it was obviously not that good. I want to say good, it was excellent. So season 12 we had Spyfall Part 1, so we had a 2-part adventure. So we had 2-part adventure, but that went over the space of 2 weeks. So that was kind of one big story really. We also had Orphanage 55, that was a standalone story. And we also had Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. Again, that was another standalone story. Night of Terror. So far we had 2 standalones, as in they were good stories as part of the series, but after Spyfall, that's good. Then we had Fugitive of the Judoon. That was a good one. It brought the Judoon back, but again, it brought in new characters like Jo Martin, and it brought back some old monsters like the Judoon. So it did work in favour there. Praxeus. It was good, but I didn't really understand much about what they were trying to tell us. It feels like Doctor Who just took some birds and just decided to make them terrifying. Although it was a good way of knowing what plastic is doing to our oceans. Can you hear me? It was a bit of a weird one for me because it was just about what dreams the Doctor and companions were having. So it was a bit odd for me personally, but then you had that as a standalone story as well. So you have Orphan 55, Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, Fugitive for the Dream, Praxeus, and Can You Hear Me, all as standalone stories. And then you had The Hauntings of Villa Doolally. I don't know if I said that right. But it wasn't exactly a standalone story because it was going to come up. It introduced a Cyberman, which we would have in the 2 final episodes of season 12. So it wasn't exactly a standalone story by itself. And then you had the Ascension of the Cybermen and the Timeless Child, which is another 2-part story. So that wasn't a standalone. That was kind of basically, in other words, it was sort of a conclusion of how the Master managed to escape. It wasn't really that great. And then the Timeless Child, and that was when Chibnall completely ruined Doctor Who for a lot of people apart from me. It put the Who back into Doctor Who for me. But personally though, I felt like the final of the Timeless Child was a little bit rushed at the end. They just kind of concluded it. Now let's talk about the special for that resolution of the Daleks. So we all know at the end of the Timeless Child the Doctor gets imprisoned by the Judoon, but Jack came back in resolution of the Daleks, so it was actually a really good interesting point as a special alone. And then we have Doctor Who Flux, Halloween Apocalypse, War of Centaurians. But what I liked about, I think what makes season 13 more memorable is the fact it was all one big story but different chapters. 6 chapters to establish the story over over 6 weeks. And I think if it wasn't for COVID regulations, Chibnall would have never really done anything like this before. But I definitely think for me, Doctor Who Flux and the whole Series 13 stuff definitely is a little bit more better than season 12 because you only really have 2 joint adventure stories in there, Spyfall and then Ascension of the Cybermen and the Timeless Child and all that. So I feel like definitely for sure Flux is more of the stronger season. Mostly because you had Sontarans, Ood, all sorts in there, and you even had a new companion, Dan. But let's talk about the 3 specials that we had. Eve of the Daleks, Legend of the Sea Devils, and The Power of the Doctor. They were all very strong episodes, especially The Power of the Doctor. It was a feature-length special, very good. And the whole twist of Jodie being David Tennant of the 13th Doctor regenerating back into the 10th, that was an interesting one, and I really did love that. So yeah, the specials in after Doctor Who Flux were definitely more of a stronger contender than just Revolution of the Daleks, because they brought back the Sea Devils, they had the Master, the Cybermen, old companions in Power of the Doctor. You know, I think personally, in my opinion, and you guys can decide either way how you think which season deserves the gold star here, or just the crown as the winner. But personally for me, I think Doctor Who Flux is the best story, is the better season, because it had more action in it. It was one big story, you know, so you won't get in. I'm not saying season 12 you got bored, but personally for me, Doctor Who Flux is the winner. And this is just my honest opinion, because the specials were a little bit more, you know, sort of up my alley and a little bit more action packed. And Flux and Resolution of the Daleks had Captain Jack and stuff, but I love Tegan and Ace in the classic season, in the classic series, so I definitely think that Doctor Who Flux and the specials win. win for me personally, and that's me writing it down in writing, so you guys can see that I've made up my mind about that. But yeah, Doctor Who Flux and the specials of Flux, for me personally, win the whole season 12 versus season 13. They win, without a doubt. Because after going through season 12, I definitely feel like Doctor Who Flux is the more stronger contender out of any season in Doctor Who. I say every season. There are quite a few strong seasons which I will at some point do videos on, because I do plan to keep doing my season 13s versus my season versus seasons, you know, which Doctor Who season is better, like I do with my classic reviews, which I do need to do. I will, but right now with my course it's kind of hard to find the time to watch and film at the same time. But yeah, so Doctor Who Flux for me, definitely a strong contender there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up if you did, and make sure you click the big red subscribe button down below so you get notifications of, so you can subscribe to my fam. Oh my god, I can't believe I actually said that. And if you want to click that big red subscribe button down, if you want to click that, and make sure you click that little bell icon down below so you can get all the notifications every single time I upload. And like I said, I'm doing a 12-week course which we've got 9 weeks left of, so my filming schedule is now on Fridays and I'll upload at weekends. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you guys very soon. As the 13th Doctor said, tag, you're it.